We are about to start. This is Robot Nuke. Now let's hear it for the man, the myth and the legend in his own head, Eric Nuke Hudson.
Good Monday afternoon, you beautiful folks. I'm on day 22, which means I only have 8 days left for this experiment to see if he can do it. Here with my Bloody Mary with some extra spicy V8. And tonight's agenda, besides real estate, is I'm heading to go see a movie. I hope. Longest story. If I have a little bit of time at the end, I'll talk about it. But there's a big thing about I hope. So tonight, what I want to cover is something I've been hesitating to do. And by hesitating, I mean, it's like there's so much to Las Vegas. Where are things? Where do you want to live at and all this stuff? I wanted to really cover in the video when I just really started looking at the notes I'd taken. I would have to do a 2-hour video. So I got to break it down, but nice, kind of like a little dress rehearsal for the videos I'm going to have to make eventually and to talk about all this stuff. For those of you looking at a replay of this, you know what to do. Comment below if you have a question. And dumb me, I didn't check my questions. I had some comments from the last one. And where are they? I'm going to see if I can answer them tonight. So let's see. Yeah. Okay, they were only one I make covered out. A person went, OMG, that comparison to the current rates versus old rates with the pricing of $850 house, wild times. Feel like people shouldn't be buying now if they hold off. I can agree partially. The only part I can disagree with is when prices go down, or not prices, interest rates go down, things are going to get wild, unless the economy crashes. So right now we're looking at 7.43 as of today. So it only went down 0.01%. So really not much to help folks out. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's stuff. And if I have time, I'll discuss the movie. But oh yeah, like and comment, all that stuff. Okay, now I wish I could just remove this here stuff, that's right here. I'm gonna have to talk to my assistant to get that taken care of, because now there's less to see. So let's just do an overview of what's going on with Las Vegas. So this take a bit. I'm gonna zoom way out. So we're just going to start with Clark County, where that is. So all of this is Clark County, which is about the majority of the population of Nevada. Some of these counties are down to 5,000 people, which is, yeah, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but you got people that are going, we believe we need more representation than people at the county with 3 million people somehow. But whatever, we're being not represented. There's 5,000 of you. In our little catchment area here, we've got Nye County. The majority of the people live here in Pahrump. I was going to do a video, or I'm probably still going to do it, called How Sinful is Sin City? Nice little thing to think about is, they call it Sin City, but I was talking to somebody, I think it was today or yesterday, and it's like, well, it's called Sin City, but in reality, that's because of the gambling. That's the only thing of sin that they do here. Things like, let's just say, individuals of the night, believe it or not, are illegal in Clark County. And it's mainly because of the size. Places where you think about Nevada and some of the things that are legal are not legal here, or Washoe County. It's only in these desolate places. Closest place, not trying to tell you where to go, is Pahrump, which is a major city, or somewhat major. Who knows? I mean, this county could get big enough where it won't even be allowed by Nevada laws soon. But Yeah. So there are a lot of people who are moving to Pahrump right now, and it's purely because of cost. This may not seem like, but this is not a long drive. You're talking 1 hour to get from Pahrump to, you know, most of the strip here. Whereas even if you're down here, by the time you do city traffic, you're looking at 20 to 30 minutes. So you're saving a few $100,000 by moving out to Pahrump. Then we have one more county that's nearby. Uh, I know guys who kind of still work this area. It's out there. These are real small little places. Um, I'm surprised these places even exist. I don't know if they're really there. Uh, Coyote Springs. I've actually been here, believe it or not. In Coyote Springs. Hold on here. They were actually supposed to be building this massive retirement type community, and it never really happened. The only thing they built was this golf course here, and the golf course is supposed to be world class. I think I passed by it one time. I went up here for our ATV riding, and they never built any of the houses. They stopped during the market crash in '08, but they never started. And right now there are some issues with like some wildlife and stuff. But like Tiger Woods opened this golf course here, but it's still there. If somebody really wanted to drive way up there, this is a reservation. Now here is interesting. This is Moapa Valley, and you got Overton, Logandale. I don't know if Amber really exists, but really people live in Logandale, and this is like kind of a gateway to Lake Mead. You'll see a lot of cars come through here. If you look at my video, I did one on this area here. Um, the majority of the people who live up here are LDS. Um, I've sold a house up here, and that's pretty much it. Bunkersville, if you remember the news from a little over a decade ago, this is where Cliven Bundy and his folks, they wanted to graze their cattle on government land for free, which they still are because nobody wants another armed confrontation. So they're still doing that here in Bunkersville. This is, let's just say, some right of center activity. Mesquite's pretty cool here. A lot of retirement communities. Going south, we got Jean. There really is nothing in Jean, but like Good Springs here, their address is Jean's. Let me see if I should or shouldn't. There's like a real famous bar here, and you'll see it in a lot of stuff. Nah, we'll look at it later. See. Yeah, so it doesn't even outline it. Prim, the only people who live down in Prim uh, live in kind of like an apartment complex, and they and they work in these casinos down here. Big thing about Prim is, the lottery gets, real good. You see right here, right over the border, you just walk across the border to this store here. It's the Lotto store, and that's where you get your lottery tickets for California. Now let's get to play. Well, I got to talk about Laughlin. You got Searchlight. That's where Harry Reid was from. Nobody lives there. Laughlin, there's some activities going down here. They got some casinos and everything. Nice river walk, all that stuff. But it is 2 hours from Vegas down a desolate road here. I'll tell you a story maybe if I have time one day, because my wife, her friend won a contest, and she got like a free trip to Laughlin and casino. And then she calls my wife up going like, "Hey, can you come and pick up me and my friend so we can come and enjoy Vegas?" I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about, why the hell are you doing this, woman? Because it's a 2 hour drive there, a 2 hour drive back. so they can enjoy Vegas and then drive back a 2 hour drive there and back again to drop them off 8 hours. And you know what? At the time, they rented cars at the casino. They were staying out for $22 a day. Why didn't your butt rent a car? Because it was more expensive for my wife to do all of this stuff, but you know how it is. Boulder City, this is where most of the people, back in the day, they stayed here while building the dam and everything. Got some real interesting places down there. They have like an arts festival, arts fair thing going on. When we get into Las Vegas proper, this is when we start getting interesting. So I'm going to show you something. Come over here. Hopefully it's here. I don't know. I got more places than I have stuff here. So let's just go into Las Vegas. Just drives me nuts. This, believe it or not, is Las Vegas. This is Las Vegas. It looks a lot tinier than you would think, because if you were to look, you would think all of this was Las Vegas. Well, it's not. So you see these little carve outs? I don't even know why they have a carve out like here and everything. These are unincorporated Clark County. As you can see, there is a lot of carve out for unincorporated Clark County. A lot. But don't worry about it too much, because law enforcement here is by Metro. Back in the 80s, I believe, the Clark County Sheriff's Department and the Las Vegas Police Department merged. So the Metropolitan Police Department is a countywide organization, and they cover everything. And even you'll see them like down in Henderson, North Las Vegas, and everything else. It's a good department. I got friends on Metro. It's a really good department. Interesting fact, Metro has the largest all Harley fleet in the country. And as far as when people ask me questions like this, yeah, every department is going to have some issues. You do not see Metro just wasting their time messing with people. Unlike some departments in other parts of the country, Metro is a very good department. I like them. Another place to think about. See, it's just, I'm not going to go back too far. I'm just going to put in North Las Vegas. So North Las Vegas. This is the extent of North Las Vegas here. Let's see, current population, North Las Vegas, 262,000. It is divided here at Decatur. Ends a little bit before you actually get to the base. So Nellis Air Force Base we have here. As you can see, it does not incorporate North Las Vegas. But if you were to look at their emblem, it says it's the gateway to North Nellis Air Force Base. We do have one other Air Force Base here, and it's just as large. It's up here in Indian Springs. This is where I was stationed at. It's Creech Air Force Base. May not look like much. There's not much up there. Back when I was there, just about everything down here were trailer parks. From what I've been told, a lot of people who lived here at the time had relatives at the prison here, and that's why they lived here. Cactus Spring doesn't really exist. I don't know why it's there. Nobody lives there. But now they are actually building new home developments up here in Indian Springs. And some of the people from Creech are actually starting to buy these places because they're sick and tired of commuting down to Vegas. It's about, from the Northwest, about a 35-minute drive. So if you live someplace else, add in another 5-10 minutes to get to one of the major arteries. As far as where Creech is, this kind of is the area where people who are stationed at Creech live. For Nellis, it goes out a little bit more. And right here, we've talked about Aliante a bit. This is kind of like a little meeting place. It's halfway. You'll still have some just Creech people living there and some Nellis folks living there. Big thing is anybody who is dual military, or the majority of them. So one person, service member, is stationed at Nellis, the other service member is stationed at Creech. They usually always live in Aliante. Uh, so Aliante is a master plan community. I've done a video on it. I can't believe this one is showing up. I love this place, man. John Mull Meats. I love eating there, but that's just an aside. And let's just look at Henderson. I want to just come back a little bit. I want to get back to my little list. So, and of course, it's not going to get me to my list. Here we go. Come on, don't do this to me. Oh, it's just not going to my list here, huh? Create a map tour for nothing. This is the Henderson area here. Henderson is very popular with folks. Doesn't tell the population. It's about a few 100,000 folks. You got some really high-end neighborhoods down here, like McDonald Highlands in here and everything. These are multi-million-dollar homes with a view of the city and everything. I think I've done I have. I've done a video where I did some shots from up there. It's spectacular. You should see the views, especially at night. Especially at night. So now, if Las Vegas only incorporates a little bit of this, what about the rest of it? So let's look at Summerlin. So this is a very popular neighborhood here, Summerlin. As you can see, it actually stopped about here for Vegas, but it keeps going. Summerlin is another master plan community, highly popular, has some really high-end neighborhoods, including places like the Ridges, and those are like multi-million-dollar homes for multi-millionaires. There's a place they're building next to the Ridges that's meant for billionaires. It's going to be a billionaires row. Those of you who don't know, I think 3 of the top 10, I'll have to check the latest statistics, something like 3 of the top 10 most expensive houses in the United States were in Las Vegas. So yeah, we got a lot of people moving here, especially from California. Everyone is trying to get the heck out, especially the multimillionaires and the billionaires, because California has lost its GD mind. Let's see if I can get back to my list. I want to be on my list. Okay. So you got Mount Charleston up here. Mount Charleston is nice. It's about 20 degrees cooler. According to where you're actually in the Mount Charleston proper, which is fine. There's on the other side of the canyon is actually national land, and you own your home, but you don't own the land. You have to kind of do rent from the Forest Service. Now we got all of these unincorporated areas. So we have, like, I'm not going to talk about Cold Creek and Corn Creek today. So we got like Whitney is over here. So this is an unincorporated area. They use Las Vegas as their address, even though it's Whitney. It's just over the border from Henderson. Right here at Whitney, you're going to actually find some pretty decent prices. As far as homes go, Sunrise Manor is pretty decent size. You can see how big that sucker is. This is when people talk about the east side. Well, some of it. You're going to have a bit lower prices there. Let's see here. Let's go to. It's not all here. Gotta figure a way to get them all on here. Now, the Las Vegas Strip. This is going to be interesting. With the exception of one hotel, the Strat, all of the Strip is actually an unincorporated territory. So if you look here, from Sahara down is Winchester, and you got the Westgate in there. You got Circus. This is Resorts World, so it actually exists here. And the history on that is they created the first of these, which was Paradise, way back when, to keep Las Vegas from being able to get their hands on the money, because the mob didn't want anybody else to have their money. So if you look, and I go here, Paradise. Look how big Paradise is. Come on now. Yeah, there we go. So this is Paradise. It's the majority of the Strip and the airport. And all the way down here is Paradise. All the way down to Silverado Ranch, another unincorporated area. But I guess, let's see here. Let's go to, we talked about Winchester up here. You see the Strat is the only quote unquote strip hotel or casino that is actually in Las Vegas. When we come on over here, where we're at. So Spring Valley, another huge unincorporated area, and it includes all kinds of places like Spanish Trail. It includes Rhodes Ranch. Rhodes Ranch. I don't know why they have Rhodes Ranch there. It's actually down here. So it is pretty darn big. And we got Enterprise. Enterprise is another big one. Look how big Enterprise is. I mean, that rivals almost the size of Las Vegas. 221,000 people. In reality, it's probably about 250 now, because this is from the 2020 census. Since I moved here, we've had, like, my God, 500,000 people move here. Some of the great neighborhoods here, Southern Highlands. You'll find a lot of athletes, like I don't know if it's too soon. OJ lived down here. Mike Tyson lives here. So they got some real nice areas here. Over the border, we've got Mountain's Edge. That's another master plan community. I wish I had enough time. I was actually showing homes down in Southern Highlands yesterday. I really wish I'd like mounted my cameras and everything just so I can get a video for everyone. Let's see some of the other stuff. Let's see here. In Henderson, we've got places. We got Green Valley, so we've got Green Valley North, South, and Green Valley Ranch. Let's see, anything else we got? Railroad Pass, been there. It's actually a hotel or a casino. I don't know if it's actually still open now. I guess so. Railroad Pass Hotel. Used to stop there going to the Grand Canyon, not the Grand Canyon, the dam, because we eat at the hotel there. It's pretty decent. Plus, you could get like pick up the train. There's actually used to be a train. I don't know if it's still there. And you can do one of those little train excursion things. And there's some other little stuff you can do down there. Boulder City's kind of cool. See any other cool places to talk about. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Everything that we were going to cover today. Like I said, I really want to get deeper, and I'm probably just going to do another overview video just like this, and then different videos and just cover the areas of Enterprise, and then just break it down, going in the Southern Highlands and going into the different villages, like they call them in Summerlin. So they're villages. Outside of Summerlin, some places, Desert Shores. Let me see if I can close this, and then I can do this. Come on. This is actually a lake. These are three little lakes. And if you can zoom in enough, see they have little Duffy. Some of these people have little Duffy boats and everything that they can take out on the lake. There's actually a beach. Where is that beach at? It's up here somewhere. They actually have a beach for the residents and everything. I don't know if anyone else can get in. Um, you also have another place that has a lake, which is Lake Las Vegas. The lakes. Where are you, the lakes? I'm feeling bad now. Where you at? Should be over here somewhere. There we go. The lakes. Got another place with lakes in it. The ones here on the shore. These are very expensive homes here. I'll answer your question here in a second. Got a question over there. And of course, I didn't cover this, but it's part of Henderson, Lake Las Vegas. So they've got some real nice homes being built out here. We're talking like, multi-million-dollar homes here. They're actually building, I don't know if it'll show it here. Only got 2 golf courses. They're actually building a little peninsula where they're building like $10 million homes, something ridiculous. You can see right here, see how they're just starting to build into the lake to build all this stuff. So I don't know how much lake will be left if they keep building little stuff into it. So everybody can have a lakefront property. Okay, let me go ahead and answer that question. If they're from out of town, they seem to talk. It's like it's a toss up. If they're from out of town, a lot of them, everybody knows from Vegas. You're talking about Summerlin, Henderson. It's like those in the know. It's a hard one because in both places you got these multi-million dollar homes. Most of the multi-million dollar homes are going to be in the ridges and that billionaires row that they're building. But you got little interesting pockets just throughout Las Vegas. I'm just putting this as a side. That'll be normal neighborhoods around it. It'll be a gated neighborhood. And sometimes it's even a cul-de-sac of just a few houses, and they're like worth a few $1,000,000 each. Some of them don't even have gates, believe it or not, but they'll just be in the middle of nowhere. Something I should cover right here. This little Long Mountain area. Every once in a while, you get people who are going like, I don't want to have a homeowners association. A lot of the ones over here do not have homeowners associations. The thing is, it's not like over on the east side where they say they don't want homeowners association. These are older homes. These are some of them newer homes, and they built them on purpose to not have HOAs. And some of them are like, expensive. I mean, last time I saw one was like before COVID, and the neighborhood they were building 600,000 to 800,000 for the homes. As far as answering the question there, I'm going to say it's a toss up. People, the only thing, and I don't want to say this, but I'm just going to say it. There are people who do not want to live in North Las Vegas, and they're going by something from 20 years ago. They have built up some really nice neighborhoods in North Las Vegas, like Aliante here. Aliante is really nice. There's some new stuff that's going by the VA clinic. These are good. But I do hear a lot of people say, I don't want to live in North Las Vegas because they heard something that their uncle said 10 years ago, or they don't want to live on the east side of town. There's nothing you can do about that. A lot of people just because they hear it, Henderson, 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 Henderson. They want to live in Henderson. And you got different parts of Henderson. You got newer parts of Henderson, and you got like when you go out Lake Mead, you get into old Henderson for some of these houses, and this is like old Henderson down by the Water District. But I would say overall, more people want to live in Summerlin than Henderson, and fewer people want to live on the east side, Sunrise Manor area, and North Las Vegas, even though some are catching on. There's nothing wrong with North Las Vegas. That, I mean, it's just long term. I've heard people who's like, well, I lived there 30 years ago. I'm not living in North Las Vegas. You got to get over it kind of a little bit, because like these neighborhoods up here, man, this is all new stuff, new builds going on. When you drive through there, it gets nice. Yeah, when you get to a little bit south, it does get some a little more dicey, but this area up here is nice. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, but many people would consider this a nicer area, especially the stuff they're building around the VA clinic. Next question. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Um, no, there are not mosquito farms around there. Uh, we, I don't know, maybe the part of the country. I don't know what they do there. I've been to both of them for selling houses. Well, actually, yeah, I have. They are not mosquito farms, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. Let's see here. I'm gonna say, and this is an interesting one, and I've been thinking it's so hard to make videos on some of this stuff. I'm going to say the following words: Las Vegas. This is a different place. If you go back to the 50s, they used to call Las Vegas the Mississippi of the West. Go back to Sammy Davis Jr., Lena Horne, all these folks. Did you know when they were entertaining on the strip, they were not allowed to stay on the strip? Not only that, they had to go into the through the kitchen when they entered the casinos back then. Now, in West Las Vegas, or the historic West Side, let me drop this for a sec. Believe it or not, this used to be the west side of Vegas back in the 50s. This is, I'll say, less diverse still, but more, screw this. It's more black folks living here. The historic West Side actually had casinos, and the casinos were black casinos. And black people were not allowed to actually go to the casinos here in Vegas in the 50s. But and because in the 50s, a lot of the clientele came from the South. So they didn't want to irritate those folks. So these black casinos came up, and they were actually owned by black people. And black people started coming from all over the country to Vegas, and they went to the black casinos in West Vegas. Well, if that happens and they're not owned by the mob, which they were not, they started making a lot of money. When I mentioned Sammy Davis Jr., Lena Horne, Red Fox, all these folks, they would do their set at the strip and then come and perform for free at the black casino. Some of them, you look up the Moulin Rouge. They're actually rebuilding one of the casinos now, at least it's in the planning phase. But things really did change over time. So first of all, those casinos were making more money than the casinos on the old strip, because the strip you see now is not the strip that existed in the 50s. Fremont Street was the strip in the 50s. The mob was like, okay, we can't have this. We don't own these casinos. We ain't making money. They started letting black people in, and Las Vegas started changing. You talk long-term residents, just things went from the Mississippi of the West to where we are now. It doesn't matter where you live, you've got some sort of diversity. I'm going to say it this way. Some guy, we were talking, and he was like, I don't know how to ask this question. Can you tell me where the neighborhood is? And I was like, Las Vegas. There, everybody lives here, and it's just this interesting place. First of all, Las Vegas is a leave you alone kind of city. I had a neighbor. I'm pointing this way. I'm looking up to make sure. A neighbor I did not see for years. I did not even know until they moved out that they were black. People here, they go in their houses and you ain't gonna see them. I know just a few people that I can, and I've been here for over a decade, and most of them are cops. I live in a cop neighborhood. We know each other. I see them. We'll talk about stuff because they knew I was in the military. It's kind of this little thing, and I'll talk about the military. They talk about being cops. Uh, the kind of stuff you see in other cities ain't happening here. It still happens because it's gonna happen somewhere because somebody's gonna be a damn idiot, but it's not massive. It's an idiot. Don't worry about that idiot. Um, if you when y'all talked about Metro being a good department, Henderson's even better. um, you ain't got nothing to worry about rolling around Henderson. Uh, if you want diverse, I remember one time I I was helping a guy look for a house. He was black, and it was like, am I gonna have be able to ever see any black people around here? I'm like, yeah. They were driving around. It's like, yeah, right over there. See that black person? And it was Summerlin. It's like, yep, they see that black person. You name it, it's here. Um, White, black, Asian, Hispanic. Uh, you're gonna have a lot of that. Um, Jewish. We have a lot of Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods here. That's about the only one. I mean, they're not all. It's just a lot of them live in those neighborhoods because on Saturdays they're not allowed to drive, so they need to be within walking distance of the synagogue. So they're not all Jewish neighborhoods. It's just a lot of them who live in the neighborhoods near the synagogue for the Orthodox here. But overall, the diversity here is really nice. Oh, let's see here. I'm going. Oh, okay, not sure. As a matter of fact, dives. You've got dives of everything, or I don't want to call them dives. You've got places here with, and they're welcoming to everyone of everything, from country and honky tonk to they got like upscale black restaurants here and stuff. And they're usually like, for some odd reason, owned by like Nigerian doctors, doctors of Nigerian descent. They seem to own a lot of these little black clubs and stuff. And these are not like some dive places or something like, hold on, let me see if I can still wear that. This is a real nice place here. If I can find it. So I think this is it. I want to swear to it, but hold on. So this place called Mariposa. And look at that. This little thing has two black people outside. So that's one that I can think of off the top of my head. There's another one I can't think of right now. Or maybe this is the same one if it's near that dispensary. I don't think, no, there's no dispensary around. So it's another one. That's another high class place. Uh, yeah, there are several around for everything. If you're, want to be around, different minority groups, they're there. And I'm telling you, you can go to this place right here. You can be whatever you are. You walk into there, you will be welcome. I've been there before. Not. I actually don't go out much because, as you figured out, I'm a big nerd. Um, I was on the board of directors of NAREB, and that's actually the Black Realtors. And we would have like events down there. So that's how I kind of know about some of these places, because it took me years to figure out what Jiggy was. I'm a nerd. Let's see. I think I've answered that one. They are no longer open, but there are plans to build one again. Let me see if I can find that for you. I think the one they're rebuilding is the Moulin Rouge. If I can figure out how to spell it. Moulin Rouge, Las Vegas. Probably okay. It's with a U. Let's see here. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not sure which one they're trying to rebuild, but I think the actual bones of the Moulin Rouge are still there. Get this down. So still there, wasn't torn down. Here's a Life article about it. Let me see if they're talking about the. I'm not sure which one they're trying to rebuild, because I've seen the plans for it and what it's supposed to look like when they finish. And I'm not sure who is actually behind it. Wait a minute. Maybe, no, that's from 2016. Because this is like recent that they're planning to do a rebuild. Let's see. Well, I'd have to actually go out to restaurants and stuff. My I'm kind of lowbrow on it. Taco Bell and Del Taco are my favorites, but I'll see about it. Grab somebody, because I have this friend Nami. She'll actually like take me out. She knows I don't go any place, uh, but she's not black. She's actually, interestingly enough, she's from the Dominican Republic, but she's Japanese. It's a long story of stuff that happened when the Japanese government sent people out of Japan because there was literally not enough food to eat. And if you remember, the president of Peru, I believe, was Japanese, Fujimori. That's from that same movement where the Japanese government sent people away saying, we don't have the food to feed you. So that's how her family ended up in the Dominican Republic. Let's see here. Oh, uh, that's a loaded one, because this is Vegas. Every food that you can think about on the face of the planet is here. There's massive Nigerian restaurants. We have a little Ethiopia now. I was going to do a video on it. I didn't. I should have. So we have a little Ethiopia, just like we have Chinatown and Koreatown and all that stuff. There's places with Nigerian food. Go get what's that? The Jaffa rice. Some of the best Thai food in the world is here in Vegas. Here's a fact for you. It's going to blow you away. Did you know that more shrimp is consumed in Las Vegas every year than the rest of the United States combined? Every major chef has a restaurant here, or at least a restaurant in the casinos. With the exception of it's changed, because back in my day, when I was on active duty, there was no Chick-fil-A here. They said they would never build a Chick-fil-A in Las Vegas because it was Sin City. I guess they didn't get the memo that prostitution was not allowed. I shouldn't have said prostitution. I should have said ladies of the night. But they didn't get the memo. And eventually they got the memo. And I was going to really say, because we would have things like we're on flying nights, because we're flying nights here as the day. in the Middle East, to go, mess with terrorists while they're out doing stuff. Uh, we would actually send, like, maybe on the weekend, we'll send people to Utah to pick up Chick-fil-A, and it will be like a little fundraiser thing, like a camaraderie thing. Would have Chick-fil-A from Utah at St. George, but they eventually got the fact it's like, hey, this isn't as sinful as we thought. Chick-fil-A's are everywhere now. It's like I'd be sending my wife out. It's like, I need some Chick-fil-A. You go to like builders and stuff now, and they have stuff, or people bring it to your office. It's Chick-fil-A. Um, there isn't a restaurant I can think about. I think what's it? Uh, come on, it's Bojangles. Bojangles is planning to open up multiple restaurants. Man, I'm going. Oh, yeah, I'm going. Bojangles is planning to open multiple restaurants. So yeah, we got soul food, Indian food like crazy. There's this really great Indian place down by the strip. What was its name? I think we have the hookah lounges if you're into that. Jamaican food, uh, you name it. This is not a small town. The only thing I can say that has changed that I don't like is when we arrived here, everything was 24/7. It's not 24/7 anymore. And that is really a disappointment. And I don't know if we will ever get back to that. I pray that we get back to that one day. And to be honest, the only reason I think we're not 24/7 is because we have a labor shortage. We have a severe labor shortage. When I talk about how, they want to build the homes and just build them and have them ready for folks, the reason they can only do 4 to 8 homes a month for a new build community, and they're all like spec built, has to do with that labor. They can't find enough labor. I have an issue right now where I had a handyman. Well, I still use him. And like, let's say I want like every 6 months or so, you know how you have those honeydew jobs? I just hired the guy for the entire day to do honeydew jobs. He charged me $300. I mean, that's $300 for the day. That's a good wage, right? Because of the labor shortage and because of construction labor, almost like that thing on South Park. If you watch that South Park episode on Paramount, last time it was a listing I had. It's not the last time I've hired him since then, but I hired him for a listing one time, and it's like, yeah, just come in for the day, just do all this stuff. He's like, no, I want to be paid by the job. Charged me $1,200, and they were done in 5 hours. $1,200 for 5 hours. Matter of fact, I used him like a couple of weeks ago. I had to have my microwave because it gone out, and the warranty company said that it wasn't their job to remove it. I had to remove it for them to fix it. He charged me $90. It took him 5 minutes to remove it. He made $90 for 5 minutes. So yeah, we have a labor issue here, and skilled construction labor is making massive amounts right now. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. Ask the next question. Grubhub options, not sure. Uh, Grubhub, Uber Eats, all this stuff is all over the. I don't care where you're at, you can get that. So that's not an issue. I don't care where it's at. You're gonna Postmates, Grubhub, Uber Eats. I don't know if there are any others. I've only used like really Uber Eats for some odd reason. No, it's not Uber Eats. What is it I used? Is it Uber Eats? No, because Uber Eats, it's something else. I never even thought about using Uber Eats. Long and short, what happened was there's a guy who's in my office. He died in a plane crash. Those of you who remember the guy who was landing and somebody has some missed instructions and landed on top of the aircraft. He was a student pilot, and the one below got smacked up. And one of the things when people were trying to do something for the wife, they're like, or ex-wife, they're like, well, send her some Grubhub or coupons or whatever. And I was like, I never thought about getting food from one of them places. I'm not sure if I use Grubhub, but I had, like, um, the Apple Cash. I didn't even know what to do with it, and that built up a lot of Apple Cash, and it was like, I mean, like a lot, because I hadn't used it in years, and I buy like brand new iPhones every year, brand new. It's not here, brand new iPads, brand new Apple everything every time they come out, because I'm a nerd, and yeah, I just started using that until I used up a lot of that Apple Cash. But yeah, Grubhub is everywhere and everything else. Hold on, here we go. That's going to be a hard one. Most new builds are going to have issues. That's why I highly suggest an inspection. Um, and that's why when I talk about Toll Brothers, with Toll Brothers, they don't just, you know, 5, 6 months to do a house. Their houses, they take 12 to 18 months. Although yesterday I was at Toll Brother, no, Saturday, and for that community, they were saying to build from scratch and not take one of their new homes, or pre-built homes or whatever you want to call them. It was 10 months for single story, 12 months for 2 story. But normally, some of the communities you go to, they say 12 to 18 months because they really spend their time at it. Uh, of course, if you look in like YouTube, you'll see like DR Horton had an issue with the community in North Las Vegas because their engineering didn't look at the soil expansion and everything, caused a lot of issues. You don't have that as much in the rest of the city. And there's actually another neighborhood that goes back a bit where they're like moving the people out because of soil expansion. But overall, I'd say it doesn't affect the build quality that much because they can only start a certain number of houses and they're not trying to willy-nilly build them because they only release. I'm only talking about the DR Horton that I did the video on at the end of the year. They only release 8 houses per month. And the one I went to this weekend, which was around the corner, the ones with the much bigger houses, up to 4,400 square feet, 4,425 to be exact. Um, I cannot remember if he said it was 4 or 6 houses per month is all they can start right now because of the labor and everything. So they're not trying to build like that rapidly. So hopefully that answered your question. It's just that now you can't go into some of these bills, especially ones that are getting popular, because I really have to go around there and do a video. I got to get out of here right now, to be honest. Um, they are the prices are just ridiculous. The prices out of my car, but I've really got to get around there because even the one that I did, I mean, my goodness, single families, I think single story houses, 3 bedroom. No, actually, the 4 bedroom model is $445,000. And if you look at everything they're building there, they're building elementary schools. They got parks like crazy. They're building. This is a whole new thing. So I really like it around there. Okay, let's see here. And I can't tell the story about why I really need to get out of here because I want to make sure I can actually go get seated for the movie that I'm trying to go see. I have no idea what movie it is because they have these secret movies and you don't know what movie you're going to go see. And I've had I'm about to forget. I've had some issues and when I tried to make my reservation for it, it said there was an error, but I still got a email that I just printed out that says, here's your thing for the movie. But on my app for the like a day or two, it wasn't there. Then it was there, and now it's not there anymore. If I go online, it's not there, but it shows that I have a reservation. It's real crazy. I need an extra 5 minutes in case I got to run to the front and go like, hey, y'all effed up. Here's my stuff. I didn't cancel it because I can't do anything else. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this now. Actually had a few people on Instagram. I'm pleased with that. Had a nice little crowd tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Day 22. 8 more days to go, and this experiment's going to be over. And I need to start making some regular videos so they'll be ready for next month. I don't know if I'll do this challenge. My next challenge is going to be ice baths every day for 30 days or something like that. Okay, see you guys. Enjoy. God bless.